Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show. Thank you for coming in and checking everything out. I am sorry for the partial absence that I've had going on the last couple of weeks. As you all know, I've had some stuff going on, so I'm glad to be back in the saddle and talking with someone tonight about their passions and what they enjoy doing and how they got to where they are, because this is what it's all about. This is about the journey, getting to where I spelled it wrong. I'm trying to figure out what I did here. It's all about the journey. It's about getting to where we want to be, getting to where we're meant to be, doing what we're meant to do. We have that calling in our body all the time saying, do this, and we fight it, but we always end up there. So that's what I love about these stories. And tonight we have a really passionate story, and I'm really excited to hear it. I've listened to a few of the interviews, so guys, please stick around for this. This is going to be a great show. And as always, it's going to be real and how it is. So we're going to name off the sponsors real quick. We are sponsored by Naughty Fairies. Check out Wendy C. and Shaner's awesome projects at her Etsy link above in the description, as well as all of the goodies that she will be releasing in a few months. Hopefully, we will have this anthology project with a story by me inside of it. We also have Codex Entertainment LLC with Luis Torres. Check out Lily the Demoness. Check out Ace and Starlet, as well as Whispers in Necropolis and his new project, VRXOXO, which will be launching next month. I need to add that link in, so I will do that for Tuesday's show. We also have Outpost 426 Studios with CB Zane and Michael Shoemaker. Check out their great projects. You got Into the Suck and, wow, totally brain fart, Scorpiana, there we go. And Nebula Pearl, which is also published through Codex Entertainment LLC. And their new project, Black Rabbit, which will be dropping sometime, hopefully here in the near future, as well as the new uh, wow, brain is totally done for today. The new arc of Into the Suck. I'm really excited about that. We also have Doris Jones Labor of Love. Check out Doris Jones Labor of Love. There's a link in the description. That is one of our new sponsors of the show. She has a painting special going on right now with the black with neon acrylics. You can get that for only $75. And there you can get all kinds of cool stuff on our website other than the black canvas with the neon acrylic paints on it. And check that out. We also have Hazzum Productions with Rodney Fike and Tina. Check out Roadkill Rampage and Pitter Patter. Pitter Patter just funded on Kickstarter about a month and a half ago, the second issue, so that'll be available soon. And Roadkill Rampage 2 will be launching soon. We got an awesome show set up for them. And we also have DPopp Customz. Check out DPopp Customz to get your prints framed out, lit up, whatever you want to do, he can hook you up. And last but not least, we have 183 Degree Studios with Alfred Trujillo, Doobie Doobie Doo, and Miss AZ Power Girl, Kara Nicole. Please check out their website, 183 Degree Studio, and see all the cool original art you can get available from Alfred, as well as the pinups from Kara, and check them out live on Artist Alley Shopping Network, as well as CB Zane. So without further ado, after all that big long mouthful, since I lost my list, hopefully I didn't miss anybody, we're going to bring out our guest tonight, Different.
Hey Russ, how are you? Hey everybody out
Good, how
there.
you doing
Thank you for
tonight?
having me. Very well,
Thank
thank
you so
you.
much for
Again,
being
yes, that's my
on.
name. Thank you for having me. I'm so grateful and appreciative for you having me on your show. Hey to everybody out there listening and watching. Yes, my name is Different, spelled Diferent.
It's different. No, I'm
But
just kidding.
yeah, yeah,
That was
it
corny. That was
is.
totally horrible. That's it. I'm fired. I'm
I
going home.
know.
I'm done.
Everybody tells me, yeah,
Just
that's different.
so it's
No
great to have you
worries.
on. I love looking out. I love looking out online for new people looking for places to go and talk about their paths and their stories and their books and all of that goodness. What's going on, Danny? Thanks for joining in, buddy. So I really I seen you looking out for people that were doing podcasts, wanting to have people on, and I reached out and you were like, hey, would you be all right with having me on? I'm like, yeah, of course. And so I went and checked out some of
Yes.
your podcasts that you did. I streamed one of the ones that you were on Spotify and listened to it while I was working that day. And I was like, I gotta have you on. I really want to listen to you speak your piece. So I'm gonna leave the floor to you and kind of let you tell your story.
Oh, thank you so much, Russell. And yes, again, I'm so appreciative of you for responding when I did reach out to you. I was nervous. I was scared to talk with you about it, but this is exactly what I'm looking for. people of different color that's willing to talk about these issues, these taboo issues that people are scared to talk about, but need to talk about. But giving a little bit of a background about me, again, my name is Different. I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm 30 years old. Um, Coming up, I had a very good childhood up until the time I was around 11 years old. And then I ended up, in homeless on the streets for around 3 years with me and my family. Basically, self-fulfilled to post for 3 years. And then by the time I was 14, I was secretly placed in foster care by a relative. And for the first 6 months, none of my family members knew where I was. However, during that time frame, I found out that I was, if you stayed into foster care and you aged out by the time you were 18, the state of Texas will pay for your tuition fee waiver. So a light bulb went out in my head. And right there, I decided to use my street smarts to elevate my book smarts. And so when my family did find me and they wanted me to come home with them, I told them that, I was going to stay and duke out those 4 years so that I could be able to go to college. And so that's just what I did. Stayed in foster care for about 4 years. And once I graduated from high school, I went on to college and I attended Sam Houston State University. So shout out to the Bearcats if you're out there, eat 'em up cats. And within that time frame, I was able to do so much within that opportunity. I became a member of the business fraternity Phi Chi Theta. I also had the opportunity to start my own student organization titled Pay It Forward, which was an organization that was vectored around three main sections: education, volunteering, and mentoring. And part of the mentoring side is where, or the education and mentoring side is where we went out and spoke to high school students about the importance of education. And that's where, it kind of sparked my love for motivational speaking and sharing, my story and helping motivate others to, be the best that they can be. So that's where that bug was planted about my motivational speaking. I was also blessed with the opportunity to study abroad. I got a chance to study at Kim Young University in South Korea, and within that opportunity, that travel bug that was always in me was just released, and I got to go to 8 other countries while I was there. And
Wow, that's
and
awesome.
so by the time I yeah, and by the time I graduated, God just He blessed me so much, and even now I've been to just about 50 countries. Plus, I'm a avid traveler. Yeah, I love to travel. That's one of my passions. Other hobbies I have, let's see, I love, reading and writing, meditating. I'm real big on, chakra healings and doing yoga and learning about astral projection. Um, I love doing anything daredevil, zip lining, ATV riding, you name it. Um, so even but though with Russell, with all those accomplishments and notches under my belt, I still had demons to battle. And with the childhood that I grew up in, coming up in that environment to where, I don't know if it may sound it may sound crazy to some people out there, but for me, chaos was normal. And so when I got taken out of that environment of being on the streets and in no no unsafe environments and got placed in a nice home, when I got placed in foster care, I was actually placed in good homes and good school districts. However, for me, it just felt too good to be true. And so for me, I'd rather be the captain of my own ship and decide when it's time for it to sink and go down. And so I would sabotage and mess up all the good opportunities, that came my way and push people away. And that type of behavior and characters, carried on into my adulthood to where I was given all these good opportunities, but I was still, squandering them. And it was just something that I was used to. And it wasn't until, I had a really big opportunity and I purposely messed up because of, the thoughts in my head telling me, I wasn't good enough, they weren't going to like me, or, they were just doing this because they pitied me. And, I let those thoughts take over. And it to this day, even though it's been several years now, I regret that. Um, but it wasn't until then that forced me to face the ugly truth about myself that I needed to go and fix my issues. And so that's just what I did. I dismissed that notion that, you know, Black people don't do therapy, or anybody, who doesn't like to do therapy, if you will, that feel that they're too good for therapy. I dismissed that notion and I went to therapy. And it's been a roller coaster ride, but it's been a worthy roller coaster ride because, out of it, I've been able to write a book, start my own business, and it's only getting better and better. Um, and so I just want to take this time, and for anybody out there that's listening, out there that's going through, any type of depression, mental health issues, that's feeling, alone, or any suicidal thoughts, it's okay to not be okay, but just don't sit there and not be okay. go get help. I encourage you, I implore you, don't feel ashamed, don't be embarrassed about it, because you're not alone. Trust me, somebody out there that's going through the same thing that you feel inside. And once you get to talking about that and working on ways to fix those issues, then that's when it gets better. And so for me, that's just what I did. Once I started talking with my therapist, who's became a great mentor now, who has helped me and encouraged me to channel, all of my negative experiences and all the, things that I went through to turn them into a positive way. And that's just what I did with my writing. He got me back into, my love for writing and journaling. And so when I would write, little affirmations in my book, and this is how the book comes along. Last year, of course, being stuck in the house during the pandemic, and just following, what my therapist, encouraged me to do. And then, boom, May 25th, 2020 happens, the death of George Floyd, the day the world had to watch, a man die on live, Facebook Live, if you will. And so that happens. And of course, I'm from the same place. He's from Houston, but I'm from Fifth Ward. He's from Third Ward. And so the protest is right down the street from my house. So of course, I want to get involved, have my voice being heard. I even want my nephew to come along so he can understand what's going on. However, when the time came to do so, I couldn't, because I felt that, I want my voice to be heard longer than just in that moment of time. I wanted to be heard long after I'm gone. So later on that day, going home, like I said, being spiritually in tune and, just talking with God about, what it is that I should do and what can I do to have my voice being heard. Over time, he would show me, little greens here, there, watching TV, talking with people, just little messages. And then one day, writing in my compositional journal, hey, what if this, what if that? What if this is that, and then little by little, day by day, I just wrote. And this started in June 2020, and then by the end of December 2020, I had finished the written portion of my book, and I reached out to my attorney, and she read it. She read the manuscript, and she thought, hey, I love it. It's going to do great. I think it's going to do great. And she asked the questions, what's the name of your company? And then I was kind of dumbfounded because, having all these degrees under my belt, you would think I would know to get my business started, but I actually, I'm also a real estate agent. I have my degrees in international business with 2 minors in economics and business comm, as well as I have my master's in entrepreneurship, and I'm also a real estate agent in Texas. I'm now CEO of Third Eye Entertainment. Um, so that was my main point I was going to do before the pandemic, was to start my business in real estate. So I had no purpose of doing a small business, but since I've written a book, and she told me, you had to have a business, LLC, in order to sell a product to the public. And so from December 2020 to March 2021, I had to do my research and homework, and then again praying and asking God what it is that my business should be about, because now it's bigger than the book. Now this is what I'm going to be, a service and products that I'm going to be providing to the world, and what is it that I want it to be, and what my brand is going to be about. So just being spiritually in tune and talking with him and asking him for the spirit of discernment, this is what I came up with: Third Eye Entertainment. I call it Third Eye Entertainment because when you're spiritually in tune with your third eye, you allow your heart and your mind to work together, you can go about making the right decisions that are right for you. um, and so with Third Eye, our business is about bringing social awareness to society through our products and services that educates, inspires, and entertains all at once. We provide services such as motivational speaking. We also I have a travel blog as well as the blog by itself, where we talk about issues, like I said, that are considered taboo and nobody likes to talk about, such as injustice, systemic racism. We even talk about suicide prevention, mental health awareness, LGBTQ issues, domestic abuse, sex trafficking, any issues that's considered taboo and doesn't people don't like to talk about. We bring it to light. We bring social awareness. We push for systemic change by talking about these issues. And so, with that being said, the first product that we have to offer to the public is my new book, "What If: A Controversial Paradigm Shift." And before I go any further with the book, I must disclose this book doesn't include a disclaimer. It's intended for a mature audience only. It does have sensitive content. It was written to inform and encourage thought provoking conversations about systemic racism and injustice in America. It's done through graphic but provocative illustrations, and it details on controversial deaths and events that have occurred in America within African American community. Um, the way I have to set this book up is within four main paradigms: historical, political, precedent, and hypothetical. And within those paradigms, there are sub paradigms that ask the questions in regards to this title of historical, political, and the next one on. And so with those illustrations and those questions that I asked, they are graphic, they are, grimy, and it is meant to make you uncomfortable. But the main gist of the book is if you can stomach and make it to the end of hypothetical paradigm, then you will see the main point of the book is to, encourage and talk about compassion for one another and for mankind, whether you're black, white, gay, straight, Jew, Hebrew, either or, just have compassion for one another, because we're all going through something inside, whether it be a struggle, with our mental health, our physical health, our finances, relationship, our sexual orientation. We're all going through something on the inside. So why not be kind to one another, and then just, love on one another the way God intended. And I'm well aware that this book may not, bring the necessary changes that I'm hoping for overnight. But what if for us? What if this is the generation that plants the seed for the next? What if, for the next generation, we have this tool to talk about these issues in ways that we can change? Quite frankly, I'm tired of talking about systemic racism. I want to talk about systemic change. However, the only way that I believe it is my theory, the only way that we can bring about systemic change is if we first take acknowledgement of what it is that's wrong within society and accountability, and then talk about those ways. If you ask the question why you chose systemic racism, because this is one of the main social issues that we have, in the US, with, systemic racism is an issue that's often swept under the rug, dismissed, ignored, and just often it's it's one that needs to be talked about more often, if you will. And this is my way of getting that envelope pushed, if you will, to hold the mirror up to those who don't see racism, hold it up to their faces and ask them the question, what if? What if this is what's happening to you and your ancestors? What if this is happening to you and your people during this present time? What if? Would it be okay then? If not, then why is it okay for it to happen to a black person or another person of color, but not you? And if you have that question of, oh, that's just how it is, oh, the only reason why racism is alive because you guys are keeping it alive, you keep talking about it, then that's a clear, sheer example that that racism is still alive. When you see those, this book is also, it'll help, expose those and their true feelings of how they feel about racism. And it, it goes beyond this we're talking about racism. These paradigms can be applied to any other, type of issues that we have, gender equality, uh, 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 sexual orientations. How what if this happened to homosexuals instead of heterosexuals? What if this happened to men instead of women? You can take these paradigms and apply it to any other social issues as well, not just with racism. But this was the main for me. This is when I was doing my little test market analysis. I'm a businesswoman, so I thought clearly about how it is that I was going to get the attention of the audience. And I thought to myself, controversy is the number one attention grabber. And so when you write things like this, of course, you're going to have people talking about it good or bad, but whether they're talking about it, a bell has been rung, and you can't ring a bell. And so that's just what Third Eye ENT is about. I have, like I said, that's our creed, give social awareness to society through our products in which we educate, inspire, and entertain. This book will definitely educate you. You will be entertained and then hopefully inspired. We also have a model that we live by and that I love to share right now. It's called Manifest, Plan, Prepare. And it's where's to go deeper within that. When we say manifest, plan, prepare, in order for those, with the pandemic and the reason why this book, this I came up with Third Eye ENT LLC is because during the pandemic it taught us that life is not promised. We here one day and gone the next. And so for anybody out there who's feeling like you said, it's time. You feel like you're meant for greatness, or you meant for purpose, like that's better than what you're doing now. Now is the time now more than ever to do it. And so I try to tell my audience, people that's out there listening, to reprogram your mind, to have that mindset that it's time to get rich during the pandemic or die trying, if you will. I tell my friends, I had this little saying, you either trying to get rich like Cardi B or have that comeback like Robert Downey Jr. And so there is no more in between now. The pandemic has just shed light on us, and that anybody out there who feel like it's time to go after their wildest dreams and their imaginations, it's time. And the first thing you must do in order for guaranteed success is manifest what it is and speak into existence that you feel in your heart to come into existence. Manifest it like no other. Remove all of the fear, all of the doubt, and replace it with faith. Speak it out, write it out, do whatever it is you do. Do it constantly and never stop believing in yourself. Eventually, it will come to pass. Everything that I said that I wanted to do, I manifested. I said that I was going to travel, I was going to go to college, I was going to do this and that. I first saw it in my mind. And then, secondly, I planned it out on paper. And so, whatever it is, after you manifest it, you plan it out on paper. Write it down what it is exactly that it is that you want to do to achieve. Secondly, or excuse me, thirdly, you prepare for what it is that you are about to receive. And when I say prepare, I mean get prepared financially, spiritually. Go fix those inner issues that you're having trouble with. You know, if you have any childhood trauma, any relationship trauma, go mend those broken bridges. Go get all that in order before whatever it is that you're manifesting and praying for comes to you. So that when it comes to you, you don't squander it. You know how to handle it. You know, and it says it in the Bible, be careful what you pray for. So what you ask for, what you receive, make sure you can handle it. And you be prepared for it. So manifest, plan, and prepare for what it is in life that you want. It will come to you surely. And so that's just what we at INT also try to share. Um, got any questions for
Well,
me?
and
I'm not talking. I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
Anybody
I
got
just
any questions?
kind of wanted to step in. It's like this is the main reason why I wanted to have you on. I feel everybody should have time to talk about what they think is important to them. Because the problem is, you going to a podcast and saying, "Hey, this is what I want to talk about." A lot of people are going to say, "No, I don't want this on my channel. This is too controversial." Yada yada yada. But here's the problem. In, in these podcasts, everybody's always afraid of what other people are going to think. You know what? And the way I look at it is, if you don't like what we're talking about on here, I apologize. You don't have to watch the show. There are people out here that need to hear this because the problem is people have issues. Like you mentioned earlier, different. Somebody that's suicidal. If your friend was talking about committing suicide, you wouldn't just dismiss their feelings. You wouldn't dismiss them.
Thank you.
Like here, Danny, Danny said, he was getting beat up at school and his Haitian American friend saved him from the mob. He was in dire need of help and somebody didn't dismiss his feelings. But we all need to be there for each other. It doesn't matter what sex, what race, what creed, what bloodline we are, where we're from, what country we started from. We all need to be there for each other. When we start learning to work together, when we start learning to not cut other people down, that's like you self-sabotaged because of your childhood trauma. But now you have all these degrees, you're a real estate agent, you're an author, you started Third Eye Entertainment, and that's something to be proud of. And you're out here saying, look, you cannot let oppression, you cannot let adversities hold you down. You can go seek therapy, you can get help, you can find people to help you through what you're going through, and you can follow your dreams and make your dreams come true. And by doing that, help other people as well, tell your story. And that's
Mhm.
one thing we talked about before is, people finding inspiration. Maybe you being on here tonight can inspire someone else who
I hope and
is
pray
feeling
everybody
down.
out there listening who's not just only struggling but just needs some uplifting. Listen, whatever you went through in your childhood, it was out of your control. It wasn't your fault. But the ugly truth is, somehow, some way, it's your problem, and it's on you to fix it. That's the ugly truth that we all have to face, but don't want to face it. These issues that
Yeah.
we come about most of the time, even if it is our problem, it's our excuse me, if it is our fault and we bring the troubles on ourselves, it's our problem to fix it. But like I said, it's okay not to be okay, but don't sit there and not be okay. If you know you got these issues that you need to fix and you don't want to fix, then it is your fault and your problem. So anybody out there listening, I can't stress this enough. This is what Third Eye Entertainment is about. We talk about these issues, especially mental health and suicide prevention. So anybody out there who's going through, feeling bullied or depressed, it's okay. You are not alone. Please don't feel like you in this by yourself. And it's okay to say, hey, I need help. I need to fix my issues. Once you admit that and accept that ugly truth, you have freed yourself. You released yourself from all that mental bondage, whatever you've been through in life, whatever pain that was caused or brought on you, you've been freed. But the fact that if you know that there's an issue, you have problems that you need to fix, but don't want to go and fix them, you coming up with excuses. Oh, I can't afford therapy. Oh, it ain't their business. Oh, I this, I that, and third. Then it is your fault and your problem. But please
Yeah, I mean,
understand,
and
whatever it
it's
is,
not just that. You may not be able to afford to go to therapy and afford to that, but your
don't let that
friends,
be
your
your excuse.
family can't
It's
afford
other
to
resources
lose
out
you.
there. Yeah, it's other resources out there. They even have the suicide prevention hotline where you may not even be suicidal, but you just need somebody to talk to. You can call those people. I've done it before, and I just talk with somebody. They don't know you,
And a
you
lot of
don't know them.
employers offer those as well. A lot of
Yeah,
employers
as well.
offer,
So it's resources out there. And then I do apologize if you guys go to my website. I haven't been able to post any of my boxes. I've been so busy promoting my book, but we do promote and talk about those issues. I'll have a blog coming up soon talking about Suicide Prevention Month. And so if you guys go there, I always try to post those resources and websites and numbers that you guys can call. So definitely check out my website for that. That'll be posted. But anybody out there again that's listening, who's going through depression, that's being bullied, and that's just feeling like they're at their wits' end, you're not. Stop right where you are and hear me now. It does get better, but it's on you to take control of the reins. It's on you to take back your power and release yourself from that bondage, because whoever hurt you, they're not going to do it. They've moved on with their lives and moved on to the next victim. So it's on you to fix that problem that you're feeling that's keeping you up at night and weighing you down. That's on you. And so if you realize that now and have accepted that, but still don't want to go and fix that issue, then it is your fault. That's the also the ugly truth. A lot of the times, it comes with, as you grow up, you have to grow up spiritually as well. You have to be mature about it spiritually. So if you are spiritually in tune, I try not to get religious or political, but I just must say this: if you're a person that believes and you pray and you ask God for discernment, and He shows you the way, and He tells you what it is that you need to do and the people that you need to let go, and you don't want to do it and you're mad about it, then you're spiritually immature and you need to grow up and accept that sometimes being told no is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. And so it's okay when things don't work out your way. You just have to understand that life, it deals you blows at times, and the way that you deal with it, it's okay to get down, but don't stay there. You deal with
Well,
it,
it's
you
not just that.
process it,
Be vocal about
you
it.
move on.
Tell people about it.
Yeah,
Because the thing is,
somebody hurt
it's
you,
like me.
confront them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep,
Well,
I'm
and I
like that
mean,
too.
it's
I
like me.
confronted everybody that hurt me. And
Well,
even if they
I
don't
mean,
hear you,
going
they
back.
try to dismiss you and blow you off. At least you said what you needed to say. At least you got it off your chest. I'm sorry, I don't mean
Well,
to
it's
talk
like in
over you, but
March.
it's your stuff.
No, 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 no. You're fine. It's like in March. I got to a really bad place. Last year with the cancer diagnosis, and then I got in a car wreck, and then our son's cardiologist quit and moved, and we just went through so many things that happened in our life. They found a mass on my tumor, and all this stuff happened to me, and come December they found that I had all these blown discs in my back. I went on a heavy amount of nerve sedatives to help try to get me through the day because I was the only one working. And one of the major side effects was, chronic massive depression. And I tried to deal with it on my own. I tried to get through it. I tried to, pretend on the outside that everything was okay. And then, come March, I just finally had a breakdown. I was like, I have, not that I would kill myself, but I really had the feeling of why am I even here anymore? I don't find happiness in anything. Something needs to stop. I don't enjoy doing anything that I used to do. And I went and talked to the doctor about it. And I went away for a couple of weeks. I disappeared. But I came back and I told everybody, I said, I'm really sorry. I didn't get the, kind of stop things with the Kickstarter. Everything kind of came to a halt. I got in a really bad place. I got really depressed. And it kind of helps because you start to see how much people are really there for you. The people that step up and say, we're here for you, that reach out to you. And it's a great thing to talk about because you will have those people to reach out to you and say, Russ, are you doing okay? I know you got some stuff going on. I just want to check in on you. And it gives you a feeling of importance. It helps bring you out of the depression because you see how much you matter to these people in your life. And that if you're not
Yeah,
here, it really does affect everyone else.
yeah. And I didn't understand it coming up, but I realize it now. Suicide is I don't mean to, upset anybody out there listening, but for me, in my opinion, suicide is a very selfish outlet to take, because you hurt a lot of people, in doing that route. And so if anybody out there feeling suicidal, I'm not mad at you for feeling how you feel because I've been down that road, but trust me, it's not worth it.
No,
That's where you hit rock bottom, and that's on you to take back your power. That's right then and there. You have to decide: are you gonna lose? Or are you gonna win? You gonna take back your power, or are you just gonna lay down and die? And Anybody out there that's feeling like, nobody cares, I care. I don't know you, but I care. I genuinely care about you and how you matter in this world and the goodness that you put in this world. And so don't, for my sake, I don't want you gone. You matter to me and somebody else out there that loves you. And so God bless you, Russ. I'm gonna keep you in my prayers. Like I said before we got started, hearing these type of stories, like I've been through some things, some very traumatizing things, and I would never dismiss them or minimize it and think that it's what I've been through is worse than somebody else. Because when I hear stories like yours and testimonies like yours, it just forces me to take a slice of the humble pie and remind myself that it's somebody out there that has it 10 times worse than you. Okay, so whatever you think that it is that you're going through, it, it, I understand. Again, I don't want to dismiss it to say, "Oh, it's not that bad. It'll get better," because you just never know what somebody's going through until you walk around in their shoes. You never know. But trust and understand, it will get better, and it's always somebody out there, who might have it worse. So that's a thing to keep you in mind intact, that help keep you on track. Just to remind yourself, to keep you grateful, and remind you why you matter and why you should be here, because you're not finished here. And so I can't just search it enough. I don't know what else to say. That gets me a little
Well,
teared up, talking to this, because I
no,
that's a sensitive subject. It's near and dear to my heart. Even though I chose systemic racism to be the first issue to talk about as my statement to the world, I have so many other, passions that I love to talk about. But in that, with being, mental health awareness and suicide, prevention, especially, in the young, the youth community, because it's high. Suicide prevention is high with the youth as well as in the African American community. But either or, suicide, we don't need nobody taking themselves off the map. Unless God calls you home, you don't go nowhere. You have a plan and a purpose here, and you stay here and you stay the course and you finish that until He says you're done. And
and James,
knowing that
I've been
you're off a
praying
good
for you.
path, then everything that you can. And even if in the end, if it doesn't work out for you the way that you wanted it to be planned, just understand that God's plan for you is never to harm you. It's only meant to do you better. Sorry again, I don't mean to get religious or anything, but I
No, you're fine. I just
just
wanted to
gotta know,
say,
being
James.
spiritually too is knowing that He's gonna take care of you. This is what get me through. This is how I made it through. This is how I came so far. It's just keeping my faith, removing that fear, and replacing it with faith, and just manifesting. That, like, of course I've dealt with setbacks and blows, and I'm dealing with them now. Anybody out there, I'll tell you here and right now, I'm in therapy and I'm still dealing with depression. This year alone, I've lost this in August. I've lost the fourth person. He's right here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but my coach, take this moment, to say rest in peace to Coach Saul Solis, Texas Godfather MMA. He passed away due to COVID, and this is the fourth person this year alone I had to say goodbye to, not counting last year. And for me, again, the pandemic has just taught me to be, more humble and more gracious and just love on my family members, even if I can't stand them. Just be grateful without them, because it doesn't really hit you until you see that dirt hitting their casket, and seeing them getting put in the ground, that this is real. And I never been dismissive about the virus, but it just didn't get real to me until I started seeing people that I love, back to back to back, leaving me. And so I just, it's time now or never to go after for whatever it is that you want to do in life. Go for it now. No matter whatever setbacks that comes your way, you are built for it. You can do it. You are tough. You're made for it. Just plan out what it is that you want to do, manifest it, and then prepare for it. And stay the course. And give yourself time and patience. And whatever it is that you want to do, take it seriously. If you want people to take you serious, you have to take yourself serious. So do your homework, do your research, and go for it. Be passionate about it.
And I just want to say something about what James said. James says depression's a real bitch. I have been dealing with some extreme depression, especially after the last 2 years. The love of my life and soulmate took her own life 2 years ago this past week. I just want to say, buddy, I've been praying for you, man. We love you there at
I
Hooligan
appreciate
Hangout.
it.
I please, know that we think about you and that we care about you, man. And you know what? If you need to talk, I'm always available for you, buddy. If you want me to come
I am
hang
as
out on your
well.
show and just BS, I'm here for you. That's got to be a hard thing to go through. And this is a real testament to what we've been saying. There are people here that you leave behind when you're having these feelings
Hmm.
of depression, when you're having these feelings that you just don't want to be here anymore. And, James is a victim of that. He lost somebody that was near and dear to him. And, you know, he wasn't feeling good that night and he didn't go over there. Now he blames himself. But, don't ever blame yourself because,
It's
you
not your fault.
sometimes you just don't see the signs. You just don't see the signs, buddy. So my prayers go out to
Again,
you.
us again, James, it's out of your control. It's not your fault, but it's now your problem. You're the one that's dealing with that pressure and feeling that sadness, James. So it's on you, man, to go and fix that issue, whatever it is. Even if it's not talking with a therapist, man, find an outlet, a hobby. Like me, what it was, I just started writing and journaling, positive affirmations and how I was feeling, whether if I was feeling bad or sad or whatever it was. I just started writing, and then going back to look over and seeing where how far I've come. That helps, man. I'm telling you. So again, it wasn't your fault. I'm sorry for what happened to you. That wasn't your fault, and it was out of your control. But somehow, some way, it's your problem to deal with now. It's on you to fix those issues that you're feeling inside. And whether if it's not, you don't want to go talk with a therapist or talk to, a suicide prevention line, talk with a friend, a family member, you know, join a church or pick up a hobby, go join a Facebook group, do something to get you out this funk, go back to something that you were passionate about in the past, and go finish that unfinished business, make your soulmate that's no longer with you proud, carry on like they would have wanted you to, and so just think about that and keeping their memory and their legacy alive through you. And those are ways that you can go about that. And so my prayers are with you. My I will always, keep you in my thoughts and prayers. Whenever I think about you, I pray. But just understand that, it's not your fault. It was out of your control, but it's your problem. And that's the truth. And I don't want to make you feel bad about that, but that's just something that I had to accept. And once I did, I was able to free myself and look at me now. I'm a work in progress. I'm not perfect. I still have my setback in my ways, but I am not nowhere near where I used to be. Nowhere. It was those days where I could wake up and I wouldn't be able to tell you night from day. I just go back to sleep, literally just sleep the whole day away. I was just so depressed, just sunk in it. So I've been in that dark side. I know what you're going through, but it's always once you just put it out there, put yourself out there, take that first step, and you just free yourself. Then you will see that's where people will gravitate to you. You don't even have to go to anybody; they will come to you. They will understand you. They'll be like, "Oh, I understand what you're going through. I had this experience," and then that's how you build that village, that community that you need to get you out of that funk. It's going to also take a village, people that understand what you're going through as well. That also helps. So find you, a village or tribe that has the same like-minded as you, that has the same goals as passions as you, and that are about their business like you, and that will help you, to continue to carry on and become a bigger and better person than what you are right now. So that's my message for you, James, and anybody out there that's going through the same thing. You know?
So what are some of your hobbies? We talked about,
Oh
what
yeah,
y-
I got so
yeah.
many.
So we talked about,
Oh,
you going to
well, I love
school and
traveling.
how
I love to travel. Man, I was because of the pandemic. If it wasn't for this pandemic, I'd be traveling, man. But hey, this is God's plan. I guess if it wasn't for it, I wouldn't be talking to you. But traveling, like I said, I love doing anything daredevil like ATV riding, zip lining. If you guys go to my website, again, I do apologize. I don't have much posted, but it's coming soon. Of all of my travel adventures and other places I've been. I do, a food travel vlog as well to show all of the food excerpts as well in the culture. So many places I've been, Lima, Colombia, so many. You guys just got to go to my website and check it out. Just about 50 countries, and I plan on doing more, God willing. What else? I love kickboxing, MMA. Before the pandemic, I used to do MMA, and I still do. It's just I'm promoting my book right now, so that's where all my focus is. Spending time with my nephew, hanging out with him, letting him run me like I'm he's my boss, if you will. What else?
you
Playing
like
with
so you
just
like reading, of course. What are some of your
I love
favorite books?
reading. I love the authors, if you will. Dave Ramsey. I love reading like investment books and financial books. Back in the day, I used to read like Little Zane and Chronicles and Dirty Books, if you will. But I kind of matured and grew up. Um, uh, just reading books that like kind of self help, any affirmations, meditation. Like I said, I love reading about astral projections and just learning that side of it. I used to be scared to talk about those things, but because I felt like the judgment and the stigma that comes with it. But now, as I've grown up, I don't care anymore. This is who I am. This is different, and so whether you like it, you love it. What you see is what you get. And what else? I'm a tomboy at heart, but I could be, a little prissy at times, and like to dress up and go out, if you will, on the scene. But other than that, let's see, if I'm not traveling or doing something with real estate, I'm just at home chilling. Um, I don't know, what else would you like to know about me, Russ?
Well, I would like to know. So once we had talked a little bit before this, so anybody that's interested in the book, it is in the hands of Amazon right now. You are waiting for approval on the book. So please
Yes.
check out the website. Check it out. She's updating as things go. Once the book releases, it'll be available on Amazon. But where do you plan to go after this book? What is kind of the next
So we're
topic or the
also
next
planning.
subject you want to do?
Oh, definitely. So this is just my first book. A lot of times people want the first book they want to write about themselves and what they've been through. But the honest truth about that is, don't nobody give a damn. Everybody's going through something and they have a story to tell. So if you want to write that first book, or you want your first book to be a number one bestseller, you have to write something that's going to get their attention, something that is universal and that people care about. And this is, again, like I said, praying and asking for the spirit of discernment. This is what I came up with. You know, Writing about a book that is a universal issue that gets your attention, that will educate people, and that will either inspire or motivate them. It definitely will. I won't sugarcoat it. It will ruffle some feathers and ring some bells and make a lot of people out there uncomfortable. But I will say this to the naysayers and the haters. Whether you're talking about it good or bad, your bill has been rung. And what I've learned, from number 45, that's the previous one, is that you go where you celebrate it, not where you tolerate it. And I'm not trying to get political or anything, but what I've learned from him and other people is that no matter who you are, what you stand for, it's always going to be somebody out there condoning your BS. And so even after his 4 years in office, he still had 25% of the U.S. adult population supporting and condoning the BS. That's 75 million people. It probably have increased since then. And so no matter what, I'm going to go where I'm celebrated, not where I'm tolerated with this book. And I know exactly who my target audience is and where they're at. And so, anybody out there who's listening out there and that's hearing this and is thinking, "Oh, this is crap, this is trash. Oh, this book is it's going to be used as a tool, as a uprising against the white community," please stop that BS. Stop it right now. It's strictly meant to make you think and to push that envelope, about this conversation that needs to be had. At times we do, we do have those people out there who are on the other side of it and take accountability and acknowledge it, like you and other people that I'm talking with about these issues. But we need more people like you, Russ, to come to the table and talk about this issue and talk about not only the issue but ways that we can work on, making it better for us, our generation, and the next generation afterwards. And so and that's just what this book, it's my hope and prayer. Again, like I said, I'm not expecting it for it to be, overnight. Change doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't just happen with one person. But like I said, I'm trying to practice what I preach, and so I manifest, plan, and prepare that this book will, sell millions of copies, become a number one bestseller, win the Pulitzer Prize winner, Nobel Peace Prize. This is going to be the book that rings the world's bell, and it's going to, create change over time. And so when I'm long, even when I'm long after I'm gone, this book will still tell my, testimony and share my thoughts and my opinion on systemic racism and what can be done to help, eradicate it, if you will. That's my main point and focus about this book, is to address the issue and talk about ways we can help make it better for the next generation. Not only just the next, just ours, you know,
Yeah.
and so I thank you so much for
Well,
having
and
me on the
it,
show.
it may not be it may not be an overnight sensation, but it's a stepping stone. It takes
Oh
stepping
yeah.
stones to get to the path that you want to be on. And if nobody would lay these stepping stones, we would never get there.
Oh yeah, yep. So it takes time. Like I said, anybody out there, give yourself time. And once you put in the work, whether if you're doing a little amount of effort or a big amount of effort, you're gonna have some results. So just keep going at whatever it is that you're out there doing that you're passionate about. and then you will succeed. That's what I love about this is, it doesn't matter how long, you've been in it. Put the least amount of effort in, you will receive a return no matter what. So imagine what you can do if you do a big amount, of effort. So I'm excited about it. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm so happy that God has allowed me to be the one to do this task. It takes somebody who has tough alligator skin like me, to be able to talk about this issue in a way that I've done so. Um, Again, this book, I can't stress it enough. This is intended for a mature audience only. So if you can't take this type of heat, don't bother coming to this kitchen. I'm not worried about, collecting your duckies. This book is going to sell itself over time. There's no cockiness. There's just confidence in myself and in God. But so brace yourselves. This is going to take, people that are mature and that are willing to talk about the issues. And even people out there who read the book and think negative about it, at least they know. At least they see, what we see, if you will, feel how we feel in some way. That bell, once that bell's ring, you can't unring it. So, like I said, good or bad, they're still going to be talking about it. And yeah, also as far as what we have going on, we do have the pre-sale coming up. The book will be priced around $20. Afterwards, it is going to go up. I am looking to do a book launch later on, either this month or next month, as well as, God willing, just depending on how everything is going with COVID. We're also looking to do a book tour sometime next spring in 2022, and so we'll be going. We have a perspective of 35 universities in 15 states along the East coastline all the way down to South. And so, God willing, that's just, one of the many projects that we have here going on at Third Eye NET. You asked about this is the first book that I'm writing, but I also have plans to write two other books that are coming in the near future. Of course, one will be a memoir, and then another one, the third one will be a self-help book. Um, but yeah, that's just what we have going on here at Third Eye ENT. And so, in a different world, you guys can check out my YouTube channel as far as, social media sites. My website that the book will be sold on is differenceworld.net, DIFERNTSWORLD.net. And then our main social media handle that we're on right now is Facebook. You guys can check us out at TH3RD LLCEYE. Also, you can go to our website and see all our social media taglines, including YouTube and Twitter as well, and Instagram. So that's all there. Um, but what
Yeah, I
else?
would be
I
posting
really
those in there, but that's what I was messing with. My mouse died. I'm like over here going, "What's going on here?" Like the mouse pointer's just sitting there. so,
yeah,
so there's the website right there, everybody. Everyone on
yep,
YouTube, everyone on Facebook, and everyone on Twitter. That's the website that you can go to. I will go back and post those other links because my mouse died, and it takes double A, and I have triple A sitting here.
it's popping
So,
up. Yeah. Also, I have
so
the a book trailer available and a sample read for the audience as well, so you guys can check it out and see before you buy the book, so you can understand and know what it is that you're getting into before you buy the product. Also, if anybody out there who talks about these issues that I talk about, like I said, social injustice, uh, mental health issues, domestic issues, any of those issues, if you have a podcast out there, anybody out there just have any platform that would like to have me on there to talk about these issues, you go to my website and you can go under my booking request and just add me. You can do a Zoom meeting or some type of virtual setup. I'm definitely that's also a part of my business. What I do is motivational speaking as well. So just talking with the public and encouraging the importance of mental healthness and suicide prevention and all these other issues that are swept under the rug or too taboo to talk about, if you will. I'm all for it. I want the smoke, if you will. I'm with the smoke. And so if you out there and you like me and you have that type of mindset, you all about pushing for social awareness, and then definitely let's link up. I'm looking for those who are like me. So again, Russell, me and you, great minds think alike. So thank you again for having me on your show.
Oh, you're very welcome. So I do want to go back here a minute, and we had some questions earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt you. So Ryan
Yeah.
Permisson asked favorite books, past and present.
Um, I do like the seven past books that I like is one called The 7 Highly Effective Habits of People. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but it's by Stephen Covey. Covey. And then also there's another book that I'm reading by um, Dave Ramsey, who's also one of my favorite authors. I forget it's called. It's a line. Something the snowball effect. He talks about the snowball effect in it. But that's one of the books I've read. And in the past, I love Steve Covey, his books. So Dave Ramsey and Steve Covey, if that's what the books, if you will.
And he asks, what are 5 books that belong on everyone's bookshelf
For
besides
me,
your?
I have a dictionary. I have a dictionary of the thesauruses. What else I have? Either a Dave Ramsey book. I have a lot of Dave Ramsey books and some investment books. A lot of dummy books. I can't give you the authors' titles and names right now, but
And he
that's
also
just what's
asks, what
there.
are your favorite movies?
Movies. I think my go-to would have to be Rat Race. If you guys ever heard about that, that's a funny movie for me.
Oh yeah, with
Um,
Whoopi Goldberg and
yeah,
Mr. Bean in it. Oh my gosh,
yeah,
that
oh
movie
yeah,
is
with Mr.
hilarious.
Bean. Yeah, I like the ending. It's so funny. Rat
It
Race,
is.
Harlem Nights. What else? I like a lot of action comedy movies. I can watch a scary movie, but I gotta watch it at the daytime. I'm not scared. I just I get paranoid at night when there's no lights on. I think the walls are talking, so I gotta watch a scary movie in the daytime. But other than that, yeah, yeah, that's all.
And Danny said
Thank
it's
you
the
for
seven
asking.
habits of highly effective
Really
people.
effective people. There you go. You know who it is. It's by Steve Covey, I know.
You shot my pinky toe.
Yep, you dropped pinky toe. Yeah, Harlem Nights. That's a good movie. I don't know. What's some of your favorite movies and books? Do you like to watch
Um,
movies?
yeah, yeah, I watch a ton of movies. I haven't so much been watching new movies, but I think some of my favorite movies, I like all different kinds of movies. My favorite movie growing up was Robot Jox. I probably watched that movie like 6,000 times. Like literally, why I watched it so many times. Like my dad would take me to the movie rental place and he'd be like, "What do you want to rent?" And I'd be like, "Robot Jox." So they finally sold it to us because like they never had it anyway. Um, but growing up, now I think some of my favorite movies, I like Frailty. Frailty's a really good movie because it's like a horror thriller, and it's just like you never would guess the ending. Like, of course, once you've seen it, then it's been so long since I've seen it, I don't remember it because my wife refuses to watch it with me again because it was really creepy. But
Yeah, for me right now, all the movies I've been watching are like all the kiddie movies that's been coming out. My nephew,
oh
he's
yeah,
9. He's on the he's out he has autism, but he's smart as a whip. And lately, the only movies that we've been going to are the movies that he wants, like Space Jam. What's that movie? Luca. Something else
oh
we went to
yeah.
see, but it's all about him. And so I haven't got to see any of the movies that just came out that I like to see. I usually have to wait for them to come out on TV. What's this thing you have to pay for on your TV? I don't know like that, but whenever it
Netflix,
comes on, I have to pay for it.
Disney,
No, no, not
yeah.
Netflix. Pay per view or whatever you pay for it on the
Oh
TV.
yeah.
What I have
Yeah.
to
Oh,
wait. But as
that's the
far as like
same here.
recent movies,
I've got a four, going to
so
be a 5-year-old in 2 weeks, and I've got a 6-year-old. So, yeah, I had to sit through Luca and, like you said,
yeah.
what was the last?
Oh wait, we did go see more to come back, so he did like that. So I guess that was kind of a win for me. I wanted to see that, but other than that, it's
Yeah,
all
I
about
watched
him.
that. I didn't let the kids watch that one though. I was like, yeah,
The new one? No,
yeah, the
he
new
was
one.
all
Yeah, because the
for
new
it.
one was pretty gory. I,
Yeah, he
I
does.
was iffy with
He
that.
liked it. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
all
I don't know. My 4 and my 6-year-old, they would be in the house doing Mortal Kombat moves on each other and just beating each other
he
up and
was.
just being. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, he thinks he if he sees it again, he'll think he's Scorpion. He thinks he's the get over here guy. He likes him,
Oh
but
yeah,
yeah, kids are going just God bless you.
I
You
did
got
like
two of them.
Space Jam too. I did like Space
You
Jam
didn't
too.
like
I
it?
thought, yeah, I didn't like it as much as the
I,
first one, but the
yeah,
kids
that's what I
enjoyed
kind
it.
of thought. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's kind of what I felt. But I guess they gotta keep the money train going. But hey,
Well, and the thing
it
is I think the old one wasn't relative to the new generation, and the new one had all the technological stuff, and it had the AI talking, and stuff. So I mean, I see how it can appeal to the newer generation, but just the old one's such a classic. Like we watched it with
Yeah,
the
so it's just
kids,
like
and they
it's like
loved it.
Lion King. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But hey,
Yeah.
I understand you got to keep up with times. But other,
Well, and it's like
yeah,
them doing all these live action Disney movies. I'm like, I don't think I watched Sleeping Beauty because my kind of watched it. I was busy working on a project, but my wife was watching it, so I watched bits and pieces of it, and I was like, I don't know, I'm not. Like it was a cartoon. It's like I think they made a live action Dumbo, and I think I just like completely blocked it out of my mind
I haven't
because I
seen
never want to watch
I
that.
haven't seen
Dumbo
Sleeping.
was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, and like I just don't think I can watch a live action version. It would ruin it for me.
I'm like that too. Like if I watch it, it might ruin like how I feel about the whole entire. That's how I kind of feel like Lion King. Once I watched the live action version, I hated it when I first watched it. I had to watch it a couple of times to grow on me. But it's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I understand you got to keep up with the time. So hey, it is what it
Well,
is.
yeah,
You know,
and
it's
they can't
just
have any fresh ideas. We have to go back and rehash everything we've done for the last 50 years. It's sad. It's terrible. Absolutely
sometimes
terrible.
they. I will say this. Sometimes they can get away with the remakes, but lately they've been muddling the line. I can't tell you which ones have been good that they remade so far that I can, keep up with. I haven't watched Dumbo yet, but I think the one that I watched, Lion King, pretty much did it for me. I mean, I haven't watched another one since. Oh wait, Mulan. Mulan was pretty good. I liked that one.
Was it?
Mulan, yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't like how they switched out for anybody who haven't watched it yet. They switched out Mushu for like the Phoenix, if you will. And so, but I understand live action. You have a talking dragon. So, yeah, if like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But that's just they do.
I tell you what, the movie that I really, 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 really want to see is the Hitman Body, or the sequel to the Hitman's Bodyguard.
Oh, I saw
I
it. I got a chance to see it. That was pretty good. Oh wait, I lied.
is
That
it?
wasn't the Velvet Rope. It's pretty good. It's a little trippy at the end. It gets a little twisted, but I like it at the end. Um,
What's the second one
here's
called? The Hitman's Bodyguard's wife,
yeah, the
a
Hitman's
girlfriend.
Bodyguard's wife. Yeah, it has Selma Hayek. She was funny. She's a little wild, wild one. But
Oh yeah,
I
the
think
first
one
one
that I
she
would
was
like to see.
hilarious.
Oh yeah, yeah, she was funny in this one as well. The one that I'm scared to see, but want to see, I would have to watch it in the daytime. Is Candyman. I
Oh, I
still
know. I
haven't
want to
finished
see
the
that
first one.
too.
Oh no, 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 no. Candyman, Species, it the original one. No, I'm not messing with that. No, I'm gonna let you know right now. You keep that away from me. Torbio when he's like, "Look at me," and he had the bees eating his. No, I was
No,
done for. So I'm
you
definitely not going
clocked
to see
out.
that. A six
Yeah,
year
the new
old,
one looks.
5-year old watching that? No, 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 Russ. It's traumatizations for life. So yeah, Species with the belly. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I haven't seen 2 or 3 yet because one did it for me.
That's great. Well,
Yeah.
different. I am going to give you the full screen. It was great having you on, and I'm going to give you the full screen. Give you a chance one last time to tell everyone. Don't you do it, Danny? No, you're not. No,
No,
no, no,
I
no, no.
can't do that. I can't do that. Don't call his
So I'm
name.
gonna.
He coming for you,
Yeah.
not me.
So when I don't see Danny on Tuesday, I'm gonna know what happened to him. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the full screen. I'm gonna give you a chance to tell everyone who you are once again, where they can find you, and give them the elevator pitch of the book one last time, if you would please.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so hey everybody again. My name is Different, spelled Diferent. Thank you guys so much for listening in and just getting the time to know me and allowing me to, share my story and talk about my new book, What If? A Controversial Paradigm Shift. It will be on available for pre-sale on my website. Just go to differenceworld.net. Stay tuned for the information. And you can look up the rest of our social media websites, such as Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and the other social media handles that we have. Um, Again, for anybody out there who's listening, whatever it is in life that you feel that you're meant to do and when you're meant to be in life, now is the time or never to go after it. So manifest, plan, and prepare for whatever it is that you want in life, and it will come to you. It's now or never. It's time for you to have that that mindset that it's time to get rich during a pandemic or die trying, and you either having that come up like Cardi B or they come back like Robert D. So there's no more in between. It's now or never to go after whatever it is that you want in life, whatever it is that you want to do in life. If you're dealing with any issues, that are holding you back, it is on you to fix that. It's not your fault and it's out of your control. It is your problem to fix. And so, again, for anybody out there who's struggling with those mental issues, depression, suicide, just feeling bullied, it's okay to not be okay, but don't sit there and not be okay. Go get help. Whatever it is, whatever outlet that suits you, stick with it and just grow with it. And then over time, you will see it will get better. And so, that's my message for you guys. Again, check me out on my website, differenceworld.net. My book, What If? A Controversial Paradigm Shift. If you guys want to have me on your platforms to talk about any of the issues, that I talk about, again, that are taboo, I definitely love to come on, your website or your platforms. If you have me, just go to my website. You just send me a booking request, and it's free of charge. I don't charge a thing. So again, manifest, plan, prepare, and whatever it is in life that you want is coming to you. Difference World, come and learn.
So thanks so much for being on here. I'm going to kick you back to the green room. If you'd like to hang out for just a minute, I'm going to say my closing and I'll be back to chat with you in just a second.
Definitely. Bye, everybody.
So everyone, thanks so much for being here tonight. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Like Different said, if you have issues and you're feeling down, please talk to somebody because you matter. You matter to me. You matter to her. You matter to your friends. You matter to your family. That's why I'm so open about stuff with people. You're perfectly fine, Terry. You're another person that's been in my thoughts and prayers lately. Everyone, please keep Terry in your thoughts and prayers. She just got to ring the bell on cancer. Congratulations on that. It's wonderful. Terry, please go back and watch the show. It was a great show. It's definitely a message that needs to be heard. Excuse me, but guys, please talk to somebody. That's why I'm so vocal about my issues. Why I'm so vocal about everything that's gone on over the last year and a half. This coming to fruition was because I didn't give up. I pushed through adversities and I followed my dreams. And that's what the show is about. It's about inspiring others to follow your dreams no matter what. And talk to somebody. I did. I had problems back in March. I was vocal about it with you guys and the pledgers, the backers of the Kickstarters. Hey, I'm sorry things kind of just like quit for a few weeks. I didn't get anything accomplished. I was having a rough time, and I still am having a rough time. But I'm working through it. I'm acknowledging it, and I want other people to know that it's okay to tell people because people are going to rally behind you. They're going to be there. They're going to message you. They're going to check on you. You're going to feel that love. You're going to feel that compassion, and you're going to see that people really need you to be here. So, guys, please check out Difference book. Please check out the website. I popped the link back in there. I will post the other social media sites. I apologize, my mouse died, so I'm not able to grab those other links and transfer them over. But this is what it's all about: being there, being compassionate for each other. It doesn't matter race, gender, sex, whatever. People are people. People are going through stuff every day, and you don't know what they're going through. So be compassionate towards each other, and don't take your frustrations out on other people. Let's do things as a community. We're all the same. We're all working to better one another, and that's what needs to happen. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for checking it out. Please like and subscribe. Share this. Share this video out. Share this with your friends. Let other people see this. This is a message that needs to be heard. So I will be back on Tuesday. I will have Mike James, who is a motivational speaker, a motivational life coach, come on. Once again, we're going to try number 2. Last time the connection fizzled out. So we're going to keep this thing going on trying to tell people ways that they can get help. It's a very trying time. There's a lot of people that are passing away due to COVID. A lot of people that are losing family members. The people that don't have jobs, and now's the greatest need ever that we need people to seek help. And there's a lot of help that can be sought out there. So, reach out to your friends. If you haven't heard from them in a while, ask if they're okay. Reach out to them and let them know that they're loved. This is Russell Allen with Russ Explode Studios with projects that'll blow your mind. You guys have a great night and a great week, and I will see you guys again on Tuesday.